Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
You're listening to TFG Football.
Hello and welcome everyone. Here we are, getting you all the updates that you need to know about Indian football, right? So yesterday there was a match and Mohun Bagan rested their players, including their coach. They played against Club Valencia of Maldives, and the way their approach was and the way they went, we thought, at least I thought they would score like 3-4 goals, hammer them, and then come back the second in the away leg, in the home leg, and then just sit back and relax in the home leg. But you know what? Then Chiranjit said, if it's a goalless draw, it's a win for them. But 1-1 is still a draw. And thanks to Subhashish Bose, who was there with his hand up, that they got Omudu, who scored for Valencia. Yeah? Omudu. And 1-1. Chiranjit, happy? Very happy?
Technically it's an advantage for Mohun Bagan because we got an away goal, but it's a bad performance. Started so well, that goal from Duffy. Yeah. It looked like, okay, the sun is about to come out.
I think more than a goal, the pass was the beautiful one from Prabir Das.
Yeah. Prabir is like he's killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Katsumi Usa, I hear that he doesn't like to play central attacking midfielder. That's why Sanjay Sen is stuck with him playing on the right. But, I wish he becomes a bit more like Rahul Dravid, You don't want to be the wicket keeper, but team needs you. So just do it, Just be the central attacking midfielder so that Prabir gets some game time and we have a more cohesive attacking formation. So, yeah, it was a good start. But then Balwant Singh made those few misses. Like couple of them he should have easily headed in. I think it was more that, missing those chances.
No. Even
Kevin in the show,
Even Club Valencia missed a good opportunity to
they did.
get ahead.
They did.
And after
towards the end, that was Eduardo making that goal line save. But that's something
the way the stream was going on, it was more like guessing rather than knowing what is happening.
It felt like you're watching CCTV footage. Guess kar rahe.
Somebody made a comment on Facebook like, was that a football match or a slideshow? So that's what it felt like. But I hope the home leg gets better telecast. But seriously, you expect that to happen when Shilton Paul is in the goal. It's not.
There you go, Kevin. Excuse number one. Yeah.
No, it's been a thing for a while that whenever Shilton Paul is in the goal. Did we ask
Mohun Bagan to give Shilton Paul?
No, he had to be. Devjit had to be rested, right? Yeah.
Why don't you rest the whole team and say, let's take it?
Rest the campaign.
Rest the campaign. We have another leg.
It's
we'll
an
do it
AFC
home.
Cup game. It's a cup game. It's a qualifier.
So you realize it's an AFC. Oh,
you rotate.
Wow, very good. Respects and kudos. You do realize an AFC Cup.
You realize that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so it's all about that one goal if you can get past your opponents. It doesn't matter how you played in the day. It doesn't matter how you finish. If you're able to score that one goal, had that gone in, things would have been much different in that return leg.
Yeah, very different. So they got unlucky. They got lucky there, Mohun Bagan, but that handball was unlucky. I think it's the second time.
Excuse number 2. Right.
It was more like I felt he brought out his left hand like a Spider-Man.
He
just
Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's
Spider-Man.
It's the second time Subhashish Bose has done this. Right, he gave
unlucky
away a
second time. Damn it.
Yeah, he needs to really take good care of his instincts, because this is something some defenders do, jumping up throughout the hand sidewise. And I used to hate that because I used to be the goalkeeper. Sometimes I used to charge in and I would get punched in the face because they don't even see.
In a way, I feel it was a good penalty to give away because he was all beaten had he not intercepted by any means. Because the guy on the left winger or the striker was clear.
Yeah.
No, had he gotten that ball on that left foot of his, it was a clear strike on goal.
Might as well have just taken that chance because that guy, I forget the guy's name, he had gotten a few chances earlier on. He was not on target anywhere. You just gave Omodu the chance to get a spot kick, which is a worse deal any day because we have Shilton Paul in the goal. The guy has never stopped a penalty as far as I remember, and of course he's going to mess up a few times. He's got that, I keep saying he's got Almunia ka ghost in him. He just comes off the line for some random reason and suddenly the goal is all left exposed. Some very important matches have been lost like that. But anyway...
But still, Bagan do not learn. They still rest their good players, send in their second team and then say, we were resting them.
4 matches in 12 days? You think they're not going to rotate? Somebody has to rotate.
You still have the same excuse. Go ahead.
It's not an excuse, it's a reality. You have to rotate if you're playing so many games within such a short time.
I think even Dave Rogers mentioned about it.
Who else is playing this many games? Who else?
It's okay.
Nobody else is playing FC Cup qualifiers.
It's okay. Go ahead.
So yeah, you're just like picking on me without even sticking to the logic anymore. But yeah, it's a good result for Club Valencia at this level. I think and now you have to take them seriously because this season they played 3 games.
Now you have to take them seriously.
And oh no, I'm just being nice. We're gonna beat them 3-0 at home, like easy, because all the players are gonna be back, all rested. So yeah, the best part of this thing is that the Shillong Lajong versus Mohun Bagan game has been postponed, so they have a week off. So all these quote unquote excuses that you're saying, which I call irrational rotation policy, that will not apply anymore. We'll have a full squad going into the second leg and pretty sure we'll win easily.
Y'all better do. I mean, a club like Valencia, y'all better win against them. Pretty sure y'all should be assured of, saying that we're going to win this.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the kind of attack we had. The left flank was completely absent. And I was hoping Kane Lewis would start, but he's apparently not fit yet. So we had Rainier starting there. And Rainier was an off.
I think he
came in the second half. I think he came as a sub. He didn't start.
He didn't start. Okay, so whoever was there, because I couldn't see anybody's face. The freaking stream was so blurry. I hardly saw a single move up the left. So that's what it was. It was a handicap attack, and all considered, Mohun Bagan should be happy that they're not 1-2 down, and they're going into the second leg with an advantage. If it's a 0-0 draw, they still go through. So yeah, just Ram Ram bol ke wapas ghar aao aur kuch nahi.
Well, moving on, there's an update that's come about now. The under-17 final or semi-final? What was it?
It's the marquee matches that is termed as.
So they've shifted from...
The knockout games of the Under-17 World Cup might not happen at Delhi. The reason,
a good decision.
Yeah, the reason is it's happening in the Diwali time. And post-Diwali, we've seen over the years that Delhi gets really difficult to play in.
Because of all the pollution and the smog and everything. I think it's a better decision, not just because of pollution.
It's an international event, so probably the standards are
It doesn't attract crowd.
People would be, India would be embarrassed if we had a semi-final happening there in the middle of that smog. Like, freaking hell, man. Pura aankh jalta hai. And you find it hard to breathe, and imagine going out and playing football in that.
90 minutes,
90 minutes, and it's right there. The main smog jo area hai, the stadium is right bang in the middle of it. So it's the worst possible time to play football in Delhi. I was like, I don't know, maybe Ambedkar is a bit better off. That entire structure, that Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium has this big dome-like, the whole stands. It's completely encloses the air nearby. So if there is smog, there's a good chance it will actually just accumulate over that pitch. And you have under 17 players, 16-year-old kids going out and ruining their lungs playing football in that. So it's a good thing. I hope they just do it early October, you get all the group stage done and then no knockout games there. Just avoid and give it to Guwahati, give it to Kerala, give it to Kolkata, wherever.
Yeah, and it's also, I think we've seen over the past few years, Delhi does not attract crowd. Any match that you play, whether it's an Indian
Indian national team playing at Ambedkar saw almost full house. So Ambedkar
this won't happen in Ambedkar.
This will happen at Jawaharlal. But it's not that. The stadiums are not that far apart. But people should turn up if this is. But again, we're hearing India will be playing in Goa. So some random 4 countries will be playing their group stage matches in Delhi. So there's a big question mark who's going to turn up for that. So we'll see.
Yeah. Let's see. Just I think October is not very far away, but not soon approaching as well. We will definitely bring you all the updates that come about. Now, yesterday we mentioned about Chennai City players, foreign players complaining of not being paid, and this was carried in Times of India. So we did get in touch with the authorities of the management, and they then came about and said, hey, you know what, that's not the case. We already issued, they've also released a press release now. So Chiranjit, what do you think?
So what happened is that they cleared the payments last week. So it's for some reason, probably it has not gone through.
Probably, I think it's because of bank holiday. I mean, I'm just guessing. Because after
Yeah,
that weekend
whatever the
and
reason,
then
whatever
today
the
or
reason.
whatever.
So basically, what the club sources told us that we told them to clear the payments on a priority basis, but it's been done from our side. So all the stuff, the story came out, and then it took its own life on the internet, and people were coming out with follow-up stories like saying the players are ready to just set sail and leave and whatever. So these things get blown out of proportion like that in social media, but it seems like things are not as bad as they seem. So Chennai City, I hope they catch a break. Kitna kuch ho gaya yaar.
Before the match started also, before their season started itself, there are a lot of problems. And then
even on field there was
even the stadium was a big hoopla for them, just securing a right to play there. And now anyway they're coming in as a weak team with so little preparation. What do you do now? If, at least you would hope inside the inside the team, at least there is not too much discord. I mean, I'm not saying the dressing room is hunky-dory. There's a good chance it's not. When you're playing like that and you're a team like that, there's a good possibility that there will be some groupism going on inside the team. And they had a coach change as well. So it's not a happy family at this point, but at least everybody gets paid.
Yeah, I hope this doesn't affect their the whole mentality or their mental strength at the moment, because they play a match this weekend and they're playing Aizawl. So I hope it doesn't. And they, knowing the fact that Aizawl had their first defeat against Chennai, so this shouldn't shatter their minds, because all these news can definitely bring in a lot of negativity into your system, as Chiranjit rightly pointed out. So what else do we talk about?
Well, Sony Node came out with that statement saying Mohun Bagan will drop points going ahead. So he pretty much said that's what happens in league. Don't get excited because Bengaluru are not winning and East Bengal just lost to Aizawl FC, because it's going to happen to you too. And I don't really remember anybody ever going unbeaten in I-League. Right, so there's a good chance that we will see that happen. So what do you think? Who can beat Mohun Bagan at this point?
Yeah, if the player themselves are saying that the team might drop points, that means the confidence is not there, I think.
No, I think he's being pragmatic. I mean, the full quote was that we will drop points because that's what happens in a league. Every team drops points. So we just have to make sure everybody's fit.
Yeah, I think just to touch upon what Sanjay Sen said after at the post-match, after he played Mumbai. Okay, he did say that when I think one of us asked a question, and then he was like, it's good. Why just the big teams need to win? You never know when the small teams, the smaller budget teams, or the teams that you look at saying, "Arey, ye to thanda hai, I mean, what to do?" They might not come out because we have experienced players. But we've seen that, this time we've seen Aizawl, Shillong, the likes of some other teams still trying their best, to perform good at, Aizawl got their win against East Bengal. So I think what he definitely means, upsets are and upsets are part of the league.
It's good for the fans.
Yeah, I think that's what Sony Node means, that you can't be the team, unbeaten team in the league. I mean, East Bengal, see, they broke their streak. Look at Bengaluru, they're having a fall. So there will be a low point, I think, in every team.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we can answer Chiranjit's question, because all the other teams look a bit shaky. Like, who can beat? You never know when that.
Well, last season against Shillong Lajong and Aizawl FC, Mohun Bagan got only 1 point from those away fixtures. Right, and they are going to play Aizawl and Shillong away in April, which will be the final lap of the league title race. So I think that's where it's going to be. The battle is going to be in Northeast. So and we have seen East Bengal fumble against Aizawl. Even Shillong Lajong gave East Bengal a lot of trouble. So I think it's going to be a team with more stamina.
Yeah,
it's Bengaluru FC, Aizawl FC, Shillong Lajong. These are the three big threats that Mohun Bagan will have to contend with. And the same with Bengaluru FC, although I think Bengaluru FC do a little bit better against these young energetic teams than East Bengal or Mohun Bagan do. So watch out for Bengaluru FC, because I keep saying before every game, like, watch out, they're about to bounce back, watch out, they're about to bounce back. Then they go out and drop more points. But it seems like, they can make a comeback now. And
this time he's talking because they are playing East Bengal. That's why he's now talking.
Well, what was I talking? Why was I saying it in the 2-3 games before? Because I think they are a good team that can come back. So yeah, of course they're playing East Bengal now, and I want Bengaluru FC to win this one.
There you go.
Simply because they're not there yet in the title race. If they win, that does not affect Mohun Bagan that much, and if East Bengal drop points, that's good for us, right? So yeah, this is the perfect opportunity to make a comeback against the league leaders. East Bengal are still top of the table, and Bengaluru are going into it all guns blazing. It's a home game, and East Bengal is an old enemy, so we want to see a feisty game. We want to see a few cards and
Robin Singh play against Bengaluru.
Robin Singh, oh man.
Let's keep it for let's not take our folks.
It should be billed as a revenge match, because East Bengal, the way they played against Bengaluru FC in the first leg. So yeah, it should be fun. I'm going to Bangalore. Yay!
Yeah, he'll be there catching all the live action and bringing you all the live action. We might also be joined in the coming days with FNI, who'll be talking about
probably on
the
Friday.
match. Yeah. I think one more last bit to touch upon what Chiranjit said, where he mentioned that Northeast would be the place where we might just decide, the winner. So it's such a, as in, see the
Bengaluru, way. Okay, just look at the fixtures we have so far. 12th April. Mohun Bagan pays a visit to Shillong Lajong. 16th April, I think, or 15th April, Bengaluru FC pays a visit to Shillong Lajong. Right after that, we will probably have Aizawl FC hosting Mohun Bagan.
Okay.
That's it. That's the April right there. That's where it's all going to be decided.
So I think
there's also a game between Mohun Bagan and Bengaluru remaining.
There are quite a few games. Both games are there. In the first,
but that's
11th
happening
March and 1st April. Yeah,
that's happening next month.
So that will be the preliminary decider game. Yeah, but
it's
going to have a game in hand. That is going to be very interesting.
Yeah. And they're both going to play each other in the AFC Cup also, hopefully. 11th March, 14th March, 1st April, and probably once in May or something.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, to complete my point, what I wanted to say was the Northeast teams have been such a big threat at the moment that imagine they're just attracting all the big guns, saying, hey, you know what? You will decide here. We are not going to give it to you easy. We are here to make your life worse. So you have to earn it if you need that point. We are not giving it easy.
I'm still not convinced. I'm still not convinced that Aizawl FC are actually in the title race. But they're kingmakers, both Aizawl and Shillong, and Churchill to some extent. So we'll see how they play. Will decide how the league ends.
By adding Churchill, you just ruined the whole party.
It became an anti-climax.
Yeah.
Oh no!
You just ruined the whole party.
Because they're gonna get
the change of coach and everything.
Derek Pereira with Churchill brothers. Okay, you're gonna find out. Just wait.
10th place finish.
Let's see. He did a lot of things with DSK as well, but we couldn't see much. But let's see. Now that's all, folks, for today's show, and we end here. The usual thing that I keep saying: if you're listening to our show on YouTube, hit the like, share, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon so you get updates of our new episode. Now, you want to talk to us directly, you can do that. We are on Twitter as Chiranjit Oja, Boza_Kevin, Suju Matthew 94 for me. You can also listen to our show on Audio Boom, SoundCloud, iTunes, etc. Read all these extensive stories about Indian football on our website, thefangarage.com. Have a great day. Come back to us tomorrow as well, because we're a daily show. Cheers.
Hey man, just help me out, man. I need some podcast, man. I haven't had a fix in a week. Just need some.
Don't you worry about it. I got podcast galore for you, man. Just go to ivmpodcast.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Thanks, man. I'm gonna check it out.